What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to level the deck on the John Deere Commercial Ztrack mowers. This is a Z950M. Grab your deck leveling gauge, or in my case I'm going to be using a tape measure that also has a built-in laser. This company InkErma sent this out to me. It's a tape measure and it has a built-in laser. Very useful, and that's what I'm going to be using to level this deck. I'll have more information on this tape measure at the end of the video. The very first thing to do is get your tires inflated to the proper PSI. In the rear, it's 20 PSI. If you have wheels, you don't need to worry about it. And on the front, you have solids. You don't have to worry about it. But if you have the pneumatic front tires, they usually take around 40 PSI. After you have your tires inflated, you can get on the unit and set your dial to the height you want to cut your grass. And just real quick, this top yellow cap right here, this one, it only controls the locking cam for the transport mode, which folds in to hit this plate right here during transportation. It takes the beating because that's steel versus this is aluminum. That's the adjustment for your height settings.
So you're going to push down, release that, and then set the dial to whatever height. I would recommend 4 inches, but if you can, I would recommend setting it to the height that you're going to cut, but I know my customer here cuts at 4 inches most of the properties. On each side of the mowers, you're going to have 2 adjustment links. On the right side of this mower, you're going to have this linkage here for the foot pedal. That only controls the tension between this lever and this bracket here. This linkage here controls.
With the blade facing front and rear, that horizontal linkage controls the front of the blade measurement, while the vertical linkage here controls the measurement of the rear of the blade.
This one takes a 17 millimeter to crack loose. This one takes a 19 millimeter or a 3/4 inch. This takes a 3/4 inch to turn. This is where you're going to turn to adjust up and down. And this is where you're going to turn this down here, because this is hollow. This is the female, this is the male. So once you crack that loose, you got to work this nut all the way up if you're having to turn this to go up on this linkage here.
And just for quick reference, this tape measure that I'm using, when it's in the laser function, it seemed to have a range error when I would be anything less than like 4 3/4, it would throw an error code, which meant out of range. So that's why I went ahead and set the setting to adjustment at 5 inches on this mower, which seemed to work just fine using this tape measure, and actually made it really easy.
So now my plan is just to use the little tape measure laser, set it underneath the blade tip, and take my measurements. You want a 1/4 inch lower on the front. That's what's doing the cutting. And you want a 1/4 inch or a little bit more on the rear. And the way you measure these, it's a little different from the residential mowers. You actually do these measurements on the blades with
Even the side-to-side measurement.
do it with the blades going forward and back, like this, not side to side. I know that's weird, but that's how John Deere says to do it on these commercial mowers. Now line up that laser beam right on the bottom side of that cutting edge and then take the measurement. So I'm just taking the baseline measurement. This is the front measurement with the blade facing forward. So I took 2 measurements and I have 5 3/16 of an inch. Man, that makes it easy. And right at 6 inches on the rear. That makes this so much easier. That is crazy. So as I take my measurements, I'll take some soapstone and just write each corner down what the measurement is, and then I'll know what I need to do.
So after taking those baseline measurements, I know what I need to do. So I like to just go ahead and back off the lock nuts about probably 3/4 of an inch or so. And a lot of times you'll need to clean the threads, maybe lubricate them. They will get damaged easily if you're not careful. So just take your time and just don't damage them. And one problem I'll see is people will let this linkage right here down too loose to come off of that bolt, so you don't want to do that. And now the fun part of crawling underneath, taking measurements, and making the adjustments. And here's a better view of where I'm actually taking the measurements right on the bottom side of that cutting edge, but it's to the tip of the edge of the blade. So guys, one trick you can do if you don't have like a tape measure or a deck gauge, you can just take a piece of wood and measure it. Like, so I got 3 inches there, so you could set your setting at 3 inches, slide that piece of wood underneath there, underneath that blade, and that will be your gauge right there. Now finally, I'll show you how to adjust this linkage here, because a lot of times that foot pedal will sit there and hit that frame, so you can back off that locking that set nut there, and then there's a little slotted spot on that long horizontal linkage there, and you can, I think it's a 17 millimeter, and you'll shorten up that distance there, and it'll bring that foot pedal up and away from that hitting that frame right there. All right guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope it helps you out on getting those decks leveled out. And oftentimes customers will come in and they'll say, hey, it's not cutting right. It'll be a mower that they just bought or somebody did some work on it. And oftentimes the blades might be bent also, so watch out for that. But sometimes the deck is just way out not level at all. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Do me a favor if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I want to thank InkErma for sending this tape measure out to me. It's been really helpful, actually, and I'll have a link down in the description for one of these. Very useful. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have more videos like this coming soon. See you next time. Let's open it up here. InkErma. Nice little package there. Comes with batteries. So we'll get these batteries installed. They actually include Duracell batteries. That's pretty impressive. 2 AAA batteries go right in here. So here's a feature I like, is I can switch and go from feet to inches, and then I can take 2 different measurements. So let me show you. So like if you're like trying to get your trailer or something into a spot, and you can take a measurement real quick, hit that button, and so we got our measurement there in inches. So like say we're trying to back a trailer or something in, we want to take 2 quick measurements, back it up, take another measurement, and then you're going to have 2 different measurements there. First one there, the oldest one there at the top. That's pretty cool. So now I'm going to put it way back on the fence over there. If you guys can see, I'm going to zoom in on my fence over the neighbor's fence, and we're going to take the reading. 127 feet and 8 inches. So I've taken 2 readings from that same spot. Owner's manual says the max range is 131 feet. And I'm gonna have to get a couple more of these, because I'm gonna keep one at least in my forerunner, because there's times where I'm like, man, can I fit in between here? I can take a quick measurement. That's gonna be really handy, especially at night or times you don't have another person to help you. Take a quick measurement. Can your truck or trailer fit in between something? Or like real quick, I can look back here, set it on this mower, and take a measurement to see how far back that fence is from this distance here. Anyway, I give it a thumbs up, guys. Thanks for watching. Link in the description. Have a good one. I'll see y'all next time.